Mike's Daily Podcast.
Welcome to Café Anyway. Mike Matthews is my name. And welcome to the show, Mike's Daily Podcast, broadcasting from Café Anyway, located somewhere in Podcastro Valleymont, the last place on Earth. Superman is no longer going to be Henry Cavill. Henry Cavill played Superman for 3 movies. That first one that took forever to end.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
Woo! That second one where he fights and dies for no explicable reason against Batman.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
What are you, nuts?
And the one with the Super Friends where he doesn't come around till the very end of the movie and then he saves everybody, and then that's what I found that movie was about, like complete just lack of anything interesting. I fast forwarded through it. I watched it on my Comcast. Well, I don't own the
Mike's Daily Podcast.
I hate the whole bundle thing. Bundle. Oh, it's the word I hate the most. Bundle. Because all I want
Mike's
is internet.
Daily
And they bundled it.
Podcast.
Oh, try our cell phone service.
Yeah.
Try our nonstop NFL weekends. Boring. I don't care about NFL weekends. Oh. I have 15 TVs set up in my house over the weekend. I watch nonstop football. It's the last thing. Hey, if that's your thing, good for you, but not my thing for sure. So quit trying to bundle me. Oh, bundle me up. Though it is getting cold. It is getting cooler here in the Bay Area anyway. Oh, look at that big red thing, that red blot swirling around in the Atlantic. Florence making landfall. And there's Greta Hausman, Bronner on C-SPAN, and look who else walked in. Hello, Mega Message, what am I doing here? Yeah, you were your last show. I decided to stop by and see Chely Shoehart. Oh my God, madam, it's so good to see you. You're like so beautiful. Thank you, Chely. Like, I think it's amazing that you're like immortal and stuff. Yes, I am immortal. Oh, you are an immortal woman, and Chely is a bright entrepreneur with her gift shop, because she's the gift shop supervisor.
And here's today's podcast picture.
I'm pointing things out to you because you may not know it. And you might be questioning, what is this podcast about? And you might be wondering what the podcast picture is today. I know I am. I'm excited to find out. Basil! So Basil and I went for a late walk. I had to... So there is... I have talked about it often. I have some friends that, well, let's just say I have become, in their eyes, the music man. If they want to have music at their party, they go to Mike Matthews. And, well, my laptop broke down, and I told them I can't be your music man anymore. What? No! You have to be my music man, Mike Matthews. Music Mike. So what I decided to do was, look, they want to do karaoke, right? I will get you the karaoke machine. And thus you'll be able to... The podcast picture today is of this beautiful little... Did the show suddenly jump? Did it suddenly jar and jump? Did the podcast jump to some other topic? Yes. Very quickly, I just wanted to say, beautiful beach scene. If you look at this podcast picture at mikesdailypodcast.com, it's also on the Pinterest and all the other places you can catch the show on the social networks. I'm all over the place. I'm even on Snapchat, though I never check it. For all I know, it could be gone. I had it on my phone and I took it off. And by the way, oh my God. So when Snapchat debuted at like $20 a share, I almost bought it because I thought, oh snap, this is going to be the biggest stock ever. And it's down to $5 from $20 to $5. Hey, I had a $20 bill in my wallet. Now it's $5. Eek. That's not good. Something must be wrong with that.
Something must be wrong with you.
Yeah, that's not a good thing.
You've got to be kidding me.
Did you hear Obama say...
That's not how it works.
He said...
That's not how any of this works.
I got to get the actual quote. I don't have time at this point. But I don't have time at this point. I don't. Okay, I do kind of have time. But the podcast picture is Land Shark. It's in... And I don't mean to give them a free plug because, quite frankly, their food is overpriced on their menu because it's a stupid Jimmy Buffett restaurant. And did you know there's this Land Shark beer that Jimmy Buffett creates? I guess he is invested in it somehow. And so Land Shark beer, and I drank a lot of it when I was in Florida to cool myself off. It's okay. It's basically 21st Amendment, where my friend Kevin works at. They make a much better version. It's the El Sully. It's basically El Sully over there if you ever go to 21st Amendment. But my point is that Obama had this wonderful
Ambitions were on stage a little bit during...
A majority of the Supreme Court says otherwise.
Let's see.
Yeah. And, you know, in its last...
quiet about his
successor. Oh, here he is.
Until now. With fewer than 2 months to go before the midterm elections, the former president has begun to speak out, starting with a fiery speech last week at the University of Illinois at Urbana. It was a blistering attack not only on Trump, but on congressional Republicans and their party.
They're undermining our alliances, cozying up to Russia. What happened to the Republican Party? Its central organizing principle in foreign policy was the fight against communism, and now they're cozying up to the former head of the KGB.
President Putin was extremely strong and powerful.
Blocking legislation that would defend our elections from Russian attack. What happened? Republicans who know better in Congress, and they're there, they're quoted saying, yeah, we know this is kind of crazy, are still bending over backwards to shield this behavior from scrutiny or accountability or consequence.
It's a mess.
Seem utterly unwilling to find the backbone to safeguard the institutions that make our democracy work.
That's terrible.
And by the way, the claim that everything will turn out okay because there are people inside the White House who secretly aren't following the president's orders, that is not a check. I'm being serious here. That's not how our democracy is supposed to work. These people aren't elected. They're not accountable. They're not doing us a service by actively promoting 90% of the crazy stuff that's coming out of this White House and then saying, don't worry, we're preventing the other 10%. That's not how things are supposed to work.
That's not how any of this works.
See?
This is a fine-tuned machine.
No, it's not. It is not. Check yourself before you wreck yourself, Mr. President. That's all I have to say about that.
All right.
And then I'm done. And I dropped the microphone at the karaoke party that I'm going to be helping out with tonight. So I go over to the karaoke party. Not to get, because I'm sorry, we went down that rabbit hole of politics that gets sadder and sadder the more you think about it. But the thing is, with the karaoke party I'm all excited about, it's tonight. And so I had to go over last night to kind of do some last minute tweaking with the machine I bought for the people and the karaoke machine. It involves Bluetooth, this system that I got them. And you are watching the karaoke YouTube videos. Okay, there's a bunch of karaoke songs on YouTube. And you're able to play those songs through a Bluetooth on YouTube into the karaoke machine. It's wonderful. And then there's a microphone, a cordless mic. You can sing into it. It's wonderful. And I'm not going to give the company a free plug either because they could have been a little bit cheaper with it. But the point is, it's pretty much fail-safe. And they were kind of like, what, huh? How does this work?
Is you blind?
I had to explain it to them.
Are you out of your mind?
I might be, but that's what I wanted to do. And you know what? With all the craziness in the world, sometimes you have to say,
ain't nobody got time for that.
Now that's all the sound effects I'm going to play for you. Except I wanted to say that Kai Rizdal. Hey, wait, there were some other people here at Café Anyway we didn't say hi to, and I want to apologize absolutely profusely and maybe offer you a little, an apology item.
I caught you a delicious bass.
Oh, Mike, this is Floyd the Floorman! And this is John Deere, the engineer. Thank you so much for the bass. We're going to be leaving now. Bye, Mike! Bye, Floyd. You know, it really hurt that you gave us a delicious bass. Why did it hurt? I didn't mean to offend you.
But if you get offended, that's the way the cookie crumbles. No.
Okay, that's all right. Have a good weekend. As we go outside a Café Anyway, where we bring you Mike's Daily Podcast somewhere in Podcaster Valley. Yes, a little bit of craziness has ensued at the cafe. So Kai Rizdal hosts the show Marketplace that you hear on NPR. It's usually on like at 5:30, and I think it's tape delayed or something. Kai Rizdal is just such a overconfident piece of crap. I am so not into him. And he popped up on Portlandia for a really good episode. He was good on that. But I can't stand him. I can't stand him. And I don't have that drop from Singing in the Rain. But I do have this one. Wow! That I am so upset about Kai Rizdal. And as soon as I hear his voice, I have to turn off the show. But yes, he's way more successful than I am, or that I will ever be. But Kai Rizdal sucks. And I can't stand him on Market. He's just so confident. He's just so smug when he does his show. Yeah, let's take a look at the numbers. Dun, dun, dun. Stormy weather. It's a bad market today, doesn't it? And I can't stand Joe Lieberman, but that goes back to another. No, Joe Lieberman's fine. He just puts me to sleep. What's his voice? I'm doing. You know, we went. If you want the Joe Lieberman episode, go back to Wednesday. So this is, I had these facts completely wrong. It wasn't a knife, an attempted stabbing at the BART station. It was at the Fall Festival last weekend in Podcastro Valley. A Republican congressional candidate who had promotional booth at Sunday's last week's Castro Valley Fall Festival was attacked by a man with a knife. Let's see, the victim, Rudy Peters. He was sitting in his booth. This is around 3:45 on Sunday. He told officers that a man, later identified as Farzad Fazeli, who's 35, approached the victim in an aggressive manner. I've never met this Farzad Fazeli, and that's probably a good thing. I don't know if he's a Castro Valley resident or what, but he approached this guy, Rudy. What was it? Rudy Can't Fail. I can't think of the song right at the moment. The Clash, right? And then there's the Rudy Can't Fail restaurant owned by the guy from Green Day in Emeryville. At any rate, he approached him in an aggressive manner, made disparaging remarks about his political party. During the incident, Fazeli is thought to have pulled out a switchblade, but the knife malfunctioned, thankfully. It didn't open. And then they got into a brief struggle, and then Fazeli ran off. He initially fled the area, but was found a short time later with the knife in his possession and arrested. Bam. Gosh, so that went on in Podcastro Valley last weekend. So I hope this weekend is much better. But last month, this was bizarre. I cut this out of the paper because I thought this was the most bizarrest thing ever. And I wanted to bundle this up with the rest of the show. And that is, there was this box, this white box, and it had these like wires attached to it. It would look like a little white box. But somebody saw that and went, bomb. It's got to be a bomb. The bomb, the bomb, the bomb, the bomb, the bomb that will keep us together. 'Cause it's not love, then it's the bomb. then it's the bond that will keep us together. Smiths. The Smiths song. That's right. Smiths. I went to the Smiths. I went to Morrissey for some relief in the show, as we're outside a Café Anyway. The point is, this thing in Podcastro Valley, it was sitting right there on Grove Way. Redwood Road and Grove Way, which is down kind of... Oh, that's by the Trader Joe's. I love Trader Joe's. Oh, I miss Trader Joe's so much when I lived in Alabama. We had to drive an hour and a half to get to a Trader Joe's, which there was no Trader Joe's for the first year and a half that we lived in Alabama. And then one opened up in Nashville. So we drove up to Nashville with a cooler, an ice chest, and stuffed it full of Trader Joe's frozen stuff. And we were going to buy some 2-buck chuck, but they're not allowed to sell it in Nashville because of the alcohol prohibition laws that are still in effect. Yeah, that's how they live in the South. My mom, when she buys her booze, has to go to an overpriced ABC place. ABC, that's what it's called. It's a government-run liquor store. That's all kinds of weird, isn't it? Because the South and conservative states are all about states' rights, yet you have states selling the liquor. That makes no sense. That smacks of socialism and communism. Give us the free market. Give us a little guy named Floyd the Floorman selling booze on the corner.
I heard that. I'm offended.
Sorry, Floyd.
It's all right. Because I'm Floyd the Floorman.
Thank you, Floyd. He's over there, outside of Café Anyway. So this box, they thought it was a bomb. Someone thought it was a bomb. So the bomb squad came along. Hi, we're the bomb squad. Let's see. Is this a bomb? We just blew it up. Oh, it wasn't a bomb. It was just a package. It was just not a package. No, it was just a device to measure the ozone layer. And it had been attached to a weather balloon by the San Jose State University. So, by San Jose State University, this weather balloon thing, I don't know where the balloon was. So there was just the device without the balloon. I guess if the balloon was still attached to it, people would have went, oh yeah, okay, I know what that is. Oh yeah, that makes total sense now. Oh yeah. Where's my oh yeah?
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Excellent. But instead, they thought it was a bomb. So they blew it up.
Yep.
They, that's how it is. Okay, and I gotta play this because I saw this guy yesterday.
No.
Yes.
No.
That the guy saying
no
is a guy named Pastor Tim, and he's the coolest guy ever. He was dressed so well yesterday. I was very impressed, as was his wife, Vanessa. The best dressed people that I ever had the opportunity to record in my job. But that's the end of this job, the end of this show, the end of this bundle, and the end of this week. And I will hopefully bring you a new show next week. Maybe even a Super Secret Sunday show. We'll see. But definitely check back here and check out the show details. Mike'sDailyPodcast.com for all the places you can catch the show, the past podcast pictures, etc. And thank you for listening to episode 1703. 1703. And thank you very much for being a part of the show, and show your support by going to Mike'sDailyPodcast.com. There's donate buttons. There's an Amazon button you can click on. So whenever you buy anything on Amazon, you help out the show if you go through Mike'sDailyPodcast.com first. And finally, there is the email. Subscribe to the special email we send out, the Mike's Daily Podcast email that will give you links to the latest show. And that is at Mike'sDailyPodcast.com. Up to 479 subscribers so far. So please make it 480. That would be awesome. Have a great day.
Mike's Daily Podcast is written and produced and performed by Mike Matthews. His podcast is super easy to find. Download or listen to his show and read his blog at mikesdailypodcast.com. Email Mike now at mikesdailypodcast@gmail.com. See you tomorrow. Bye.